and I love her and I want her to be awesome, but um, there's things that remind me of her, and yeah, it's my first.
Justin never stopped mentioning Selena, holding on to that soft spot in his heart, even after marrying Hailey. That kind of past doesn't just vanish, and now that Selena is officially engaged to Benny Blanco, people are saying Justin may have finally snapped. Then, boom! Selena drops her new album, and suddenly everything erupts. So what's really happening with Jelena? Fans are spiraling, convinced the music is unearthing all kinds of buried drama. Selena's long-anticipated album landed just days ago, and already it's digging through the past like a shovel to secrets long buried. The moment it went live, fans swarmed the lyrics, breaking them down, looking for clues, old references, to a love they can't forget. And guess who's back in the spotlight? Justin Bieber. His Instagram is drenched in emotion, frustration even, and the timing way too suspicious. One post read, "I've got anger issues too, but I want to change and not react so much." Is that just a random reflection, or is it a direct response to Selena's new music? The internet says, no way that's coincidence. And Hailey, she didn't stay silent. She jumped in with likes and comments, showing support, but also raising eyebrows. Was she simply backing her husband, or is there more going on behind the scenes? The very next day, Justin posted again, this time saying he doesn't like changing for others. A heavy message, and the timing couldn't have been more calculated. Selena Gomez is back, and this time, she's not holding back. After 5 long years, she's dropped a new album that's already setting the internet on fire. And fans, they're convinced that some of these tracks, especially Don't Wanna Cry, are packed with low-key shots at her past with Justin. The lyrics? Raw. Exposed. She sings about betrayal, blame, and feeling trapped in a toxic cycle. That opening line hits like a freight train. Left the door wide open for the whole wide world to see you, and you kiss her right in front of me, like I'm not even there. Oof, that's not just heartbreak, that's public heartbreak. And all fingers are pointing straight at Justin, and that whirlwind start with Hailey. This isn't just another breakup ballad, it cuts deep. Selena's voice carries that ache like she lived every single word. And the chorus, "I don't want to cry now. I don't want to cry now. It stays with you." Like a silent scream from someone who's finally done being broken. But there's strength in that sadness too. The bridge? A total mic drop. "One day you're going to wake up, but all that's left is my pillow and makeup." Selena's not just singing, she's sending a message. In Don't Want to Cry, she sounds like a woman who's officially done with the past and finally stepping into her power. She hasn't directly said it's about Justin, but with lyrics that sharp, fans are all in, convinced she's calling him out. Meanwhile, Justin's not helping settle things down. His recent posts, super moody, super vague. Is he angry, reminiscing, or just feeling the weight of what once was? The fact that Justin's cryptic messages dropped right as Selena's album went live? Fans are losing it. Both fandoms flooded social media, dissecting every lyric, every caption, every post, like detectives chasing a hidden message. Justin's vulnerable tone made people wonder, is he really over her, or just trying to convince himself he is? It didn't take long for the internet to explode with theories about how deep their old love still runs and whether it's still shaping who they are today. Not everyone's buying into the chaos, though. Some fans are waving caution flags, reminding everyone this could just be coincidence. Others are asking people to give Selena and Justin space to grow, to heal, to move on. But let's be real. This isn't the first time Selena's poured her heart out into music that echoes her roller coaster with Bieber. Back in 2013, she released Forget Forever, an upbeat track on the surface, but underneath it was heartbreak in disguise. It came right in the middle of their on-again, off-again mess. The lyrics, brutally honest. "Once was a time when you loved me so reckless and free." It screamed passion and pain, the kind of love that burns hot, then leaves ashes. As the track plays on, she sings, "You used to shout my name, now you don't. We were invincible, but I was wrong." Pure heartbreak, straight from a cracked open heart. Then came The Heart Wants What It Wants in 2014, arguably her most emotionally raw track ever. Right from the opening line, you knew this wasn't just about music, it was survival. She was crying in the music video, alone in a dim room, barely lit, and that vulnerability hit hard. Soft visuals, raw pain. You couldn't look away. It wasn't just breakup sadness, it was the unraveling of someone trying to heal the person who kept hurting her. Lyrics like, "You got me sipping on your cup of poison," spoke to that toxic, addictive kind of love. It wasn't subtle. It was a cry for release. And then in 2019, she dropped another emotional grenade. "Lose you to love me." Fans immediately pointed to Justin, especially because it came right after his engagement to Hailey. People saw it as Selena's final goodbye, and it hit like a farewell letter. Lyrics like, "I put you high up in the sky, and now you're not coming down," painted a picture of someone waking up from a fantasy that turned into heartbreak. She never said his name, but come on, everyone felt it. Later, during a chat with Ryan Seacrest, Selena opened up. When asked if she could have released it while she was in the thick of it, she paused, then admitted it would have been too painful. That pause said everything. This wasn't just a song, it was healing, and honestly, the history kind of proves it. Selena may not be fully over Justin, and maybe he isn't over her either. Even with a marriage and a child on the way, Justin keeps giving off vibes that he's still holding on to that first love. And people say, your first love never really leaves you. For Justin, that love, it was Selena. Their story wasn't a fling, it was a saga. Years of on-again, off-again chaos that played out like a reality show in real time. Fans were hooked on every twist. When he married Hailey, people assumed the chapter was closed. But was it really? For a long time, diehard fans held on to hope that maybe, somehow, the Disney duo would find their way back to each other. But time marched on. No fairy tale ending. Now Selena's with someone new, Benny Blanco, and when their engagement hit the internet, everything froze. Some say that news flipped a switch in Justin. Suddenly, fans noticed a shift in his mood, his energy, his posts. It felt like something got stirred up, and social media blew up. People were emotional, hyped, shocked, watching this new chapter unfold in real time. The fact that Justin might still care, that's got people talking louder than ever. Selena's engagement was massive, not just as celebrity gossip, but as a symbol. After everything she's been through, all the public heartbreak, the rumors, the healing, this felt like a clean slate, a well-earned win. Fans flooded her with love, calling it the peace she'd long deserved. But naturally, people started asking the question, what does Justin think? He was her first real love, the one the world watched her rise and fall with. And sure enough, days after the engagement news dropped, Justin posted. At first glance, it looked innocent, just a vacation photo in Costa Rica with Hailey. But it wasn't the photo that set things off. It was the soundtrack. Justin used Lizzie McAlpine's haunting track, All My Ghosts, a song dripping with nostalgia and pain. Lyrics like, "I can see it now, the wedding of the year," and "When all my ghosts disappear" had fans spiraling. Was he making a subtle statement? Was this a quiet confession? People weren't buying the idea that it was just a chill vacation vibe. The timing was too perfect, too pointed. And the internet, it exploded with lyric breakdowns, theories, emotional reactions. Was Justin speaking through music, trying to say what he couldn't say aloud? He never confirmed anything. Of course, neither of them did. But the tension between their timelines, Selena moving forward, Justin reflecting, was impossible to ignore. And fans knew this love story, it didn't just end, it echoed. Let's rewind for a second. This love story goes way back. It all started in 2010. Whispers flying that something was brewing between Selena and Justin. At first, they denied it. Selena even said Justin felt like a little brother. But that didn't last. Soon, they were showing up together on red carpets, giving fans what they'd been waiting for. Confirmation. By 2011, they made it official. Big time. Their debut as a couple at the Vanity Fair Oscar party was headline material. Flashbulbs, cheers. Jelena had arrived. From there, it was non-stop attention. Photos, tweets, public outings. The media couldn't get enough. But cracks started showing. By 2014, it got messy. Reports said Selena found texts and photos from Kylie Jenner on Justin's phone. And just like that, they were done. Break. Up, make up, repeat. It was chaos, the kind of chaos fans couldn't look away from. In 2015, Justin posted that now famous photo, "Our love is unconditional." Cue the rumors. Were they back together? Maybe, but it didn't last. Then, in October 2017, boom. They were spotted again. At church, biking around, spending quiet time, fans were hopeful maybe this time it would stick. But by March 2018, it was over. Officially, that marked the real end of the Jelena era. Later that year, Justin shocked everyone by marrying Hailey Baldwin in September 2018. It looked like he was closing the Selena chapter for good. But for fans, that door never fully shut. The history between Justin and Selena ran deep. To this day, some people swear Justin doesn't seem truly happy. They point out how, in public, his energy around Hailey feels off, disconnected, awkward. Moments when he looks zoned out, distant, not fully present. And that's only fueled rumors that he might still be haunted by what he lost. Since the beginning, Justin and Hailey's marriage has been under constant pressure. Every move they make is scrutinized. Every photo, every body language cue, every post is judged. And the shadow of Justin's past with Selena, it lingers over everything. This constant comparison game has put them through tests most couples never face. On top of that, Justin's openly talked about struggling with his mental health since getting married. Anxiety, depression, he's never directly blamed the relationship, but fans can't help but notice the timing. Is marriage helping him heal or adding weight to the wounds? Hailey, to her credit, has tried to be his rock. She's shown up. She's talked publicly about sticking with him through the highs and lows. But even her support hasn't stopped. The whispers. Now, body language experts have entered the chat. One in particular, Nicole Moore, studied footage of Justin and Hailey and flagged serious red flags. She pointed out moments where Justin seemed emotionally shut down during conflict, closed off, like he was turning inward, away from Hailey. In other clips, people have accused him of being passive-aggressive. There was even a viral moment where he appeared to slam a car door in her face, fueling even more speculation. These small things, they've added up, making fans wonder, is Justin truly invested, or is part of him still somewhere else? Then came an interview moment that only stirred the pot more. Justin admitted that when they first got together, he wasn't ready to commit or to be faithful. That honesty? Admirable. But it raised tough questions. Was he fully present when they started? Or was he still mentally entangled in something or someone else? And let's not forget the ongoing conversation around Hailey's past. Her ties to other famous faces still get people talking. Being a Baldwin meant she grew up in the spotlight, with faith, family, and fame all intertwined. But when she hit her teen years, she launched into the modeling world hard. She landed major covers, strutted runways, and quickly became a name in elite circles. And along with that attention came a string of high-profile romances. In 2016, she was linked to Aussie pop star Cody Simpson, a brief fling, but enough to catch media eyes. Then in 2017, rumors swirled around her and Shawn Mendes. Again, it was short-lived, but it raised her profile. She was becoming a regular in A-list dating headlines. But everything changed when she got with Justin. That wasn't just another romance, it made her a tabloid staple. Since becoming Mrs. Bieber, the spotlight hasn't left her side. Some critics say she's drawn to fame, pointing to her rapid rise in the fashion world after their wedding. Red carpets, brand deals, it all accelerated fast, and people started drawing conclusions. That maybe, just maybe, Hailey had a pattern. Chasing status, spotlight, celebrity, is that fair? Hard to say. But fans have been vocal. They've questioned the dynamic, the vibe, the chemistry. And now they're wondering, does Justin notice it too? There was a moment in 2021, a trip to Mexico, that seemed to shift public opinion again. Eyewitnesses said Justin and Hailey were all over each other, kissing, hugging, holding hands. It was the kind of affection fans had rarely seen from them. Suddenly, people were saying maybe they were finally finding their rhythm. Maybe things were better than they looked on the surface. Hailey has opened up about their bond too. She said that when she's feeling low, Justin lifts her up, that he reminds her of her worth, keeps her grounded, and that kind of emotional support, that's real. At least from her side of the story, their journey from longtime friends to a married couple has been anything but simple. But it has shown some real growth. They've figured out how to juggle careers, constant public attention, and personal challenges. And while it hasn't been perfect, far from it, they've kept pushing forward. Together, they've also used their platform for good. Both Justin and Hailey have been open about their struggles with mental health. They've peeled back the curtain, giving fans a raw look into their lives. And their shared faith? It's been a constant, something they both turn to when things get overwhelming. In interviews, they've talked about how prayer, communication, and mutual respect are the backbone of their relationship. In a world that thrives on chaos, they've tried to center themselves in something bigger, something more grounded. And while critics keep coming, they've stayed united, at least publicly. But even with that stability, fans never fully let go of the Jelena fantasy. And just when people thought it was over, Selena made it very clear. She had moved on. Enter Benny Blanco. Now the internet is locked in again, not because of drama, but because this time, it feels different. People are asking, is this the real deal? Or just another celebrity rebound? But Selena and Benny's history actually goes way back. Long before the dating rumors, they were colleagues in the studio. Benny Blanco was already a powerhouse, producing for some of the biggest names in the game, including Justin Bieber. So yeah, there's crossover. They first linked professionally in 2015 and even dropped a hit track together. The creative chemistry was instant. By 2021, they were back at it again, this time teaming up with J Balvin and Taney on I Can't Get Enough. Another banger, another sign that they worked well together, really well. And while the public only saw the music, behind the scenes something deeper was clearly forming. Fast forward to July 2023, Selena's 31st birthday. The party was filled with familiar names, but the photo that stole the internet? Selena with her arm around Benny, looking cozy. That one image sparked a storm of rumors. People immediately started speculating. This isn't just a friendship. This is something real. At first, both kept quiet. No confirmation. But fans? They already knew. The vibe was undeniable. Eventually, Selena confirmed what the internet had already guessed. They had started dating around her birthday. Still, it wasn't until December 2023 that everything officially went public. It all started in a pretty unexpected way. Through an Instagram comment, a fan account had posted something about Selena's relationship status, and instead of staying silent, she jumped in. Just one word: facts. And with that, the rumors turned into reality. But Selena didn't stop there. After confirming the relationship, she went all in, publicly and proudly. She flooded social media with sweet comments about Benny. She called him absolutely everything, said he was the best thing that's ever happened to her. And fans, they were living for it. After everything Selena had endured in the public eye, the heartbreak, the scrutiny, this felt like healing in real time. The support online was overwhelmingly positive. People called their relationship a breath of fresh air. A mature, low-drama love that seemed rooted in friendship and mutual respect. And Benny? He wasn't just matching her energy, he was returning it full force. He constantly gushed about Selena in interviews and on social media. He treated her like a queen, publicly. And fans noticed. This wasn't the kind of relationship built on tabloid clicks. It looked and felt real. And when 2024 arrived, they didn't shy away from the spotlight. They leaned into it. No more hiding, no more cryptic messages or half confirmations. In February, Benny posted a cheeky photo on Instagram, kissing Selena's shoulder while playfully grabbing her chest. The internet went nuts. Some fans were surprised by the boldness. Others just loved seeing Selena this happy and confident. It wasn't about shock value, it was about authenticity. And the vibe was loud and clear. This relationship wasn't something to keep behind closed doors anymore. Naturally, talk turned to the future. Could this be it for Selena? Were wedding bells, or even babies, on the horizon? By May 2024, Benny spoke openly about it during an interview on The Howard Stern Show. And he didn't hold back. He said he thinks about having kids with Selena every single day. You could hear the joy in his voice. He talked about how much he loves kids, how he dotes on his nephews and godchildren, and how he'd love to start a family of his own. Selena, on her end, kept things real. In September 2024, she got vulnerable, sharing publicly that due to medical issues, she can't carry children herself. It was a heavy moment, honest and heartbreaking, but Selena didn't let that stop her. She spoke with strength and hope. She said she's open to adoption or surrogacy. She still believes in her future as a mother, and just like that, she reminded everyone why she's one of the most resilient stars of our generation. But while most of the internet was cheering her on, not everyone was kind. The engagement news sparked celebration and backlash, especially toward Benny. Some of Selena's most hardcore fans couldn't hide their disappointment, and a few of them went way too far. Social media lit up with brutal comments, mostly about Benny's appearance. People said things like, "He's not good looking enough for Selena." One tweet went viral, and suddenly timelines were full of shallow takes and harsh judgments. Benny, being Benny, handled it with humor. In a video, he even joked about being ugly, trying to laugh it off, but not everyone found it funny. What started as light teasing quickly spiraled into something uglier. The criticism became cruel, and it didn't stop at his looks. People started digging into his past, looking for anything to use against him. Old drama, weird TikToks, even an interview clip from 2020 resurfaced, where it seemed like he shaded Selena by praising Justin's authenticity while making a backhanded comment about artists who launch makeup brands. The timing, right after Selena had launched Rare Beauty, fans hadn't forgotten. That old clip came back with a vengeance. People started questioning, had Benny always liked Selena, or had he once shaded her, only to change course when feelings got involved? And then came the full-on smear campaign. Some fans began urging Selena to leave the relationship altogether. Tweets circulated calling Benny a clout chaser. Others dragged up bizarre rumors, claiming he had poor hygiene, weird habits, or just didn't deserve someone like her. It was a harsh turn. They said he lacked charm, lacked presence, that he just wasn't on Selena's level. And while a lot of people defended the couple, the backlash was loud and impersonal, but through it all, Selena stayed grounded. She didn't clap back. She didn't feed the drama. Instead, she kept showing love, posting affectionately about Benny, laughing off the noise, and keeping her energy focused on the relationship, not the reactions. And that made fans who supported her love the relationship even more. Because it wasn't about proving something to the world, it was about peace, about finally finding someone who sees her, not just the image, but the heart behind it. Still, the internet couldn't help but ask, is this love built to last? Or is there still unfinished business between her and Justin? It's the question that won't die. The what if that lingers through every update. Because no matter how much time passes, the Jelena story still haunts pop culture. It was never just a fling. It was a generation's Romeo and Juliet. Messy, magnetic, impossible to ignore. Their ups and downs were so public, so emotionally raw, that people became invested in the outcome like it was their own. And even now, years later, the smallest thing, a lyric, a photo, a mood shift, sends the fandom spiraling all over. Again, like emotional muscle memory. Like maybe the door was never really locked. Justin and Selena have never confirmed that their music or posts are about each other, not explicitly. But their timing, their tone, their history, it speaks for itself. It's written in between the lines. Meanwhile, Justin and Hailey continue to navigate their own journey. They've had their challenges, their moments of distance, but they've also had real connection. They've shown resilience, even under the harshest glare of the public eye. And Hailey has fought hard to be seen not just as the wife, but as her own person. Their marriage may not be perfect, but few are, especially under a microscope. And while the comparisons to Selena never fully go away, Hailey's been carving her own place in this story, whether people like it or not. Selena and Benny, on the other hand, are writing a new chapter, one that feels softer, quieter, more personal. Less spectacle, more sincerity. It's not just about escaping the past, it's about stepping fully into the present. Because at the end of the day, maybe that's what this whole saga has always been about. Growth. Not just headlines, not just heartbreak, but the evolution that comes after. The kind that doesn't always get likes, but gets peace. And maybe that's what makes this latest chapter so powerful. It's not about revenge, or regret, or rebound. It's about finally being okay, being loved, not chased, seen, not just remembered. Still, the internet doesn't forget, and neither do the fans. Every time Selena posts something heartfelt or Justin shares a moody lyric, the speculation reignites. Some fans root for closure, others still hope for a plot twist. But here's the truth, life moved on. Selena found someone who grounds her, not someone who drags her back into chaos. And Benny? He's been that safe space. Quiet, consistent, real, not perfect. but honest. And Justin, he's building his own kind of future, one that includes Hailey, faith, and rebuilding from within. He's spoken about growth, about healing, even if it's messy, even if it's still in process. Because healing doesn't happen on a timeline, and neither does letting go. Their stories are no longer intertwined, not publicly at least. They're walking separate paths now, but that doesn't erase what came before. The memories, the music, the moments that helped define a generation of young fans who grew up watching it all unfold like a real-life soap opera. From red carpet debuts to emotional Instagram captions, from cryptic songs to headline breakups. Jelena was a moment in pop culture that left a mark. But now, that chapter is over. Not with a bang, not with a reunion, but with silence, with acceptance, with a quiet understanding that some stories don't get fairy tale endings, they get evolution. Selena is stepping into a new era, as an artist, as a woman, as someone who's finally protecting her peace. And Benny Blanco, he's not just the guy behind the beats anymore. He's the guy standing beside her, fully, unapologetically, and without needing to prove anything to anyone. Justin, too, is writing his own next chapter, one that doesn't depend on public approval or revisiting the past. He's grown, maybe not perfectly, but honestly, and that in itself deserves space. So where does that leave us? With a choice, to keep replaying the old tape, or to let these artists be more than the stories we assigned them, to allow growth, change, and maybe even new love to mean something. Because at the end of the day, love isn't about who you were, it's about who you're becoming. And maybe, just maybe, they all found their own kind of peace. So what do you think, and is Selena finally living her truth with Benny? Is Justin still haunted by what used to be? Or are we all just projecting unfinished feelings onto stories that have already moved on? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the drama behind the headlines. Because in Hollywood, nothing ever really ends. It just fades, changes, and starts again.